What's happening is Fed officials are continuing to call for rate hikes at the upcoming March meeting, and that's despite the uncertainty created over the Russian invasion of Ukraine. But they are debating whether to go 25 or 50 to start. So that's where the debate is. Governor Chris Waller yesterday saying he favors a 50 basis point rate increase, saying, quote, if the inflation and jobs reports indicate the economy is still running exceedingly hot, a strong case can be made for a 50 basis point rate hike in March. All officials who have spoken since the invasion continue to support higher rates, so they all want to get off that stuff. But not all explicitly favor a 50 basis point rate hike. Richmond Fed President Tom Barkin saying, I don't think you're going to see much change to the underlying logic that rates need to rise. Cleveland Fed President Loretta Mester says, my personal view is 25 is right. San Francisco Fed President Mary Daly, she wants to do 4 hikes similar to Bostic from Atlanta, says 4 would be my preference. Now, much depends on the economic impact the invasion might have on the U.S. economy, with the possibility of greater inflation from higher fuel prices, which is a key concern. But the U.S.-Russia economic connection, not very consequential. Russia holds a small amount of U.S. treasuries. U.S. banks likely have limited exposure to Russia, more on the European side, of course. Russia, though, is a major supplier of oil and other commodities. So the Fed's going to be watching closely to gauge whether high oil prices depress consumer demand both in the U.S. and abroad, if it leads to more inflation. And for more potential downside impacts, Joe, we've got to watch from Europe, which has a much closer connection to both Russia and Ukraine.